Hey guys, what are these 5 traits women look for in high value men? Well, the good news is they are traits that any of you, yes, you, can develop. And although there are plenty of other traits that women also appreciate, these ones are some of women's favorites. You might not agree with number 4, but I guarantee number 5 will make her melt, even if she thinks you're a little bit of a sexist by using it. Okay, let's get into it right now. Welcome to Just the Tip Tuesday. One of the things that women look for in high value men is openness and honesty. But here's the key. It's especially appreciated if it's something that is difficult to share with her. For example, if it's something you know she doesn't like or won't like, or maybe you've done something wrong, and especially if it's something that you could keep to yourself and she might never find out. So if you share these kinds of things with her, she's going to trust you. But here's some examples of what that might look like. Your friend Ashley, I think she kind of hit on me the other day. No woman's going to want to hear that. She might even argue with you about that. But she will appreciate your being honest about it, especially if it's something that you don't really want to tell her and you're not telling her to make her jealous. You might say, I think Ashley came on to me the other day. Nothing happened. Or higher level, moving it up a notch. I gave Ashley a ride home the other day and something happened. We need to talk. She's not going to like that, but if she can forgive you, she's going to trust you more. Or, I don't want kids, ever. That'll weed out the ones who are absolutely wanting to have kids. Or, well, I have 3 kids from 3 different marriages. Or, and this one happened to me, but didn't happen to me, I was married until 2 weeks ago. So the dude who was married until 2 weeks ago, when I met him, didn't tell me that. In fact, he fibbed about it. He said he was divorced a year ago. But guess what happened? I found out. And then what happened? Did not trust. And how did I find out? I found out because of other fibs. Did that make me trust him more or less? Right, less. You can read about it in my memoir. He also got arrested. And there was, a roadblock and big black Suburbans. And it was just like a scene in a movie, for real. Check out my memoir. Okay, number 2, honorable. A man who's honorable does the right thing at the right time, even if no one finds out, even if you don't find out. I'm going to give you a real life honorable versus dishonorable example from my own life. So back in the day when I was married, my husband and I, we had a house party. Remember house parties, like before the panoramic? I'm not allowed to say the real word because I'll get censored here on YouTubeness. Anyways, back in the day, we had a house party. And I had a friend who must have been a bit insecure because she really needed to get his attention. And so I was in the hallway and he was, I think, in the dining room. They couldn't see me, but I could see them through the crowd. And she went to try and sit on his lap. And instinctively, he kind of just pushed her off his lap and she went on the floor. Now, he didn't shove her, but kind of. And I saw this. It wasn't intended for me to see. But let me tell you, he got some hot action that night because he did the right thing, even though he didn't know I was watching. Needless to say, that girl was no longer my friend after that. Here's a dishonorable example. Let's go back to the fraudster who got arrested, which you can also read about in my book. He was in Seattle at the time. And one time he came up to visit me in Canada and we went to a work function and there was a woman there who was very attractive. And she was also insecure at the time. Now she's actually a good friend of mine. But at the time, she really needed his attention. Why do women always need another man's attention who's on the arm of a woman? Well, because they're insecure and they feel like if they can get that attention, it validates them. Sometimes men do this as well. In fact, the guy I was with did this. So she was making eyes at him and he was making googly eyes back at her. Did that make me trust him more or less? Obviously less. Was that honorable or dishonorable? It was obviously dishonorable. He did not get the extra mwah mwah that night. No, in fact, yeah, he got the boot. But anyway, so honorable versus dishonorable. I think that was pretty straightforward. So choosing the honor of your woman over some other woman is always going to earn you higher value points in any woman's eyes. Because a woman knows if a man will disrespect you in front of you, he's for sure going to disrespect you behind your back. That does not build trust. All right, number 3. Abundance mentality. What does abundance mentality mean? Well, it's probably best described in a short story. John is a top salesperson, and John shares his valued success stories and secrets with his associates. Why? Because John does not feel threatened by anybody else's success. He knows the pie is big enough for all, and he knows that there's always going to be something that he has as an edge to stay at the top of his game and have enough. Scarcity is not an attractive trait. Scarcity is actually a sign of fear that you can't do well enough. Now, of course, we all feel that way at some point or another, but these are traits that you want to work toward, of course. So if you can develop an abundance mentality, then that's going to be really attractive to women. And especially if you can develop an abundance mentality about knowing there's always going to be a high value woman who's going to be attracted to you. Because if you know that about yourself, you're going to automatically project that to those around you, maybe the girl you like, and she is going to mirror that perception of you. She's going to agree that you have high value, and that if she doesn't want you, she's going to take the chance, take the risk that some other high value woman is going to get you because you have an abundance mentality. And along those lines is number 4, integrity and principles. Now, not all women necessarily value this, but all high value women do value integrity and principles. A principled man is a man you can trust and count on to stand firm to his belief system. So an example of doing something like this, or being in your integrity and principled, is to stand up for somebody who's being trash talked behind their back. Even if you agree with the trash talking, but you principally believe that they shouldn't be trash talked behind their back, that if someone has an issue with that person, they should talk to them directly and not just trash talk them behind their back. You speak up and say something like that. That shows integrity and principles. Another way of displaying this quality is if you've been undercharged for something and you bring it to the cashier's attention that you actually owe a little bit more money, or they forgot to charge you for something. That's another sign of integrity and principles. So if you want a woman with integrity and principles, then you need to display those qualities as well. And just before I reveal number 5, make sure you stay to the end, because there will be a link to another short series of videos that will give you some other qualities that all women find attractive, and they are qualities you can develop. So number 5, this is the sexy one, or the sexist one potentially, is a man who claims his woman. Yes, claims her as his. Now, possession, it can have a bad rap because you don't want to be needy, clingy, or dominating because of insecurity. You want to claim her because you are proud to be with her. So when you claim your woman because you are proud that she's your woman versus claiming her because you want everybody else to know she's off the market and they can't have her, that shows the difference between having high value for yourself and having high value for your woman versus having low value for yourself and therefore needing to let other men know that they can't have her. So 2 very different outcomes based on the intention and attitude behind it. And when a man claims his woman because he's proud to be with her, that makes her feel acknowledged, appreciated, respected, valued, and those qualities or those feelings make her feel safe. And when she feels safe, she can trust you, she can relax into her feminine submissive and allow you, be open to you, be open-hearted to you, leading her as the alpha masculine leader in the relationship. And all kinds of other tasty areas. So if you like that, then you're probably going to like the suggestions in my other short videos there somewhere on some of the other traits that you can develop that will be appealing to all women. Watch those now.